we're going to be talking about the why more than about the what and the how today, because this is one of the most kind of like changing trends, and we'll talk about the shift more over the course of our conversation. But the topic about getting more pipeline and getting more revenue out of ChatGPT is something that is very pretty much emerging. Probably 9 out of 10 people I talk to, and I'm mostly talking to B2B marketing professionals, are telling me that getting traffic from ChatGPT is not a problem anymore. Everybody, more or less, is getting some visits, some hits to the website. So give me a plus in the chat if you are the same. If you got the traffic from ChatGPT, you monitor it, you got it on the website. So give me a plus in the chat if that's something that's happening to you right now. Yeah, I see some people are still joining. So for the kind of like traffic acquisition from ChatGPT, it's no longer it's no longer a mystery, right? So more or less every website that we audit and we monitor get it. But the biggest question for now is how do we convert it to money? How do we convert it to pipeline? How do we work on the not just visibility but also revenue? And that's the topic that I'm personally super excited about, because that's exactly what the marketing people and growth leaders in B2B do. We convert emerging trends to good pipeline and good revenue for ourselves and our customers. So today we will be talking about the path and the foundations of what it takes to get good visibility on ChatGPT, and what exactly we can do and why to convert this visibility more into pipeline and revenue. So let's get things started. I see people are still joining, and good to have everybody here. Good to see some familiar faces. Thank you very much for being here. For those who don't know me and who are here for the first time, my name is Ludmila, and I'll give a proper introduction a little bit later. And for today's agenda, we will be covering the following. So first, let me shed some light on how exactly the visibility works in LLM-driven world. It's different. It's not like on Google. Like it's not rankings anymore. It's not being number one, simply because the tech underneath or like behind your ChatGPT window is a completely different by nature. We will dive a little bit into how the visibility works, and our main focus will be to understand what it really takes to move from just the visibility that we have on ChatGPT, some citations, some hits, some traffic, to qualified pipeline. So how do we convert this emerging trend? How do we convert this visibility into something more just like the citations and hits to the website? And we do have the practical framework to cover that will help us connect the AI visibility with our specific concrete actions. That's one of the biggest challenges that my clients and my prospects have at the moment. How do we build a sustainable pipeline? What do we need to do for ChatGPT for not just to be visible, but to convert it into MQLs, SQLs, and finally revenue? So when you stay till the end, I don't have the sharp cutoff today. We're booked for an hour, but when you stay till the end, I do have some time for Q&A and whatever questions you have. If you'd like to pick up my brain on your particular case, feel free to save them till the very end, and we'll have, I think, enough time to cover them. So that's the agenda for today. And just before we dive in, my name is Ludmila. I am CEO and founder of Rampic, a digital marketing agency, helping B2B tech companies get more revenue from their marketing effort. I am big on AI search recently, and that's for a reason. My most recent education, the business analytics degree in the American University, actually included the data science components, which actually are pretty much relevant to what we do right now. I understand that still in AI search, no one is a true expert. However, I do have the background in building models, training them, tokenizing, vectorizing, and all the statistical stuff that was super boring at the university, but is super helpful in the modern landscape. I lead Rampic. We are the team of 17 people, and we help B2B, IT, and SaaS companies. That's the niche that we are working in. And I will give you more options to connect with me and my team as we go, if that's okay with you. So, yeah. And by the way, I have 3 master's degrees, and my career has been quite lengthy. And with the hands-on experience and tools, I'm very big into automating things right now, and the whole kind of like AI search. We have started serving clients with AI optimization back in September 2024, when the major shift from Google results came when we got those AI overviews appearing. And of course, when ChatGPT enabled the search function in its interface, that was the eye-opening moment for me and for my team. Now we are serving more than 10 companies that are working with us to improve their visibility in AI marketing space. And that's the specialization that we are leaning towards. So both my personal and academic background and the Rampic agency background gives us quite a bit of context to talk more about LLM visibility and to help others. Search isn't search anymore. This is actually a slide from Neil Patel. I think you know the guy. And the Neil Patel's presentation in the most recent Web Summit in Vancouver, in Canada, which I went in the very end of May. And this is not just like our perception, subjective perception. We start to get very strong signal that ChatGPT is eating up more and more of the Google's market share when it comes to search. And it's not just about the number, it's also about like the why people are using ChatGPT, what they're trying to accomplish there. And mostly for now, from all of the research that we have available, the trend is very clear. People are more likely, both like from personal and professional goals, to use ChatGPT for research purposes, discovery, comparison, evaluation, and those top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel intents, they are actually quite distinct when it comes to how exactly people search. So Neil Patel's take on this is, hey, search is everywhere, and that is completely true. For the B2B perspective, to me, it means that, and I'm a very concerned B2B marketer myself, if we don't show up in ChatGPT the right way, we are at risk of losing our best customers. Give me a plus in the chat if you ever closed a deal from ChatGPT in your business, or you know that your sales team did. That you can completely and explicitly identify a sale that discovered to ChatGPT. Not that you know of for now, but and this is good. Thank you, Floyd. That's something where we are still don't have enough stats, value, or understanding how we can convert our visibility into something more sustainable and something more that we can track, feel, and actually account to in our P&L at the end of the year. So why the best customers? Because typically, if you look at how ChatGPT cites websites and brands, we have a couple of questions. How are we visible? That's a good question, Floyd. I'll get back to you a little bit later. Very good one. And how do we know how are we cited? And what do we do to be cited in the right way? For now, we have a couple of tools in the market that help you track citations. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but in a nutshell, from the pure statistical point of view and how those tools operate, they don't necessarily give you the full understanding of why you're seeing what you're seeing, why ChatGPT sees you in a certain way. And here we are getting closer to the foundation. How traditional search is different from LLMs driven search. In a more traditional way, when we are still like in the Google Blue Links results, very typical structure, everybody knows about it. Google goes to your website, scans the content, brings it to their database, together with multiple millions and millions of similar websites, does the ranking, and bang, you have the 10 results to follow. LLMs operate in a completely different way. So this is how the memory-based and the live-based knowledge of LLMs are different. LLMs are trained on a big archive on the internet statistics. And compared to Google, the memory knowledge, the training knowledge, has the certain cutoff date. And as LLMs are being trained, as they progress through the training cycle, they accumulate the knowledge about the facts and people, concepts, brands, things, but they have it in a very hazy shape after the model has finished the training. Why is that so? LLMs don't rank, they cluster. And statistically, they put all the concepts that they have from their training into certain clusters, think buckets. And to give a more like down-to-earth example, they build associations between the two things depending on how often they're cited together. In the real world, we all know that Mozart is a composer. It's a fact, it's a given. And when we are searching for, hey, give me a playlist for good classical music, Mozart is very likely to be on that playlist, to be cited, to be included in the outputs, in the results that we have, because Mozart is a classical music composer. Obvious for now, right? However, if we are to build a playlist, hey, help me build a playlist of energetic or like motivational music for the weekend, chances are that we might have Bach on that playlist because he is known for his energetic, still classical music. And in this particular scenario, chances are that AC/DC, who is also known for the very energetic and motivational music, can be also on that loud and motivational and very inspirational playlist for many. This is how LLMs work. They associate you with certain things, and they keep those associations modified depending on the context. So it is very contextual. It is very tied up to what they know about you and how they put you in certain buckets. Hey, Mozart, it's going to be a composer. Classical music, yes. Bach, classical music composer as well, but known for fugues and very dramatic and energetic music. Shall we cite Bach when somebody is searching for that kind of music? Yes. Will we cite Mozart? Probably no. AC/DC, also known for energetic music. Chances are that, say, if somebody is searching for energetic music hits or whole times, we can have very different bands and very different composers together pulled up by LLM because of those associations. And this is the fundamental difference between how Google operates and tries to keep up with this foundational shift. So what it means for us? For us, as marketers, as B2B leaders, it means that we need to understand the foundations. We need to understand why LLMs are lying or not citing us correctly. It's because of their memory-based model knowledge is hazy. It knows some certain facts, but they're not specific. There are a lot of calculations, a lot of guesses that sometimes are true, sometimes are not. However, we do have an option to take a look how LLMs look at us outside the box and compare it with the live search. When we enable the search function, we will get completely different results. And I will show you a quick demonstration of how exactly it works. But the revenue path starts with an understanding of the foundations, why they see us the way they see us, why they understand something about our brand and do not understand something else. Because this gives us the understanding of how exactly we can be cited and why, and how we can potentially start affecting the LLM's understanding of our brand and our positioning in a very specific, actionable, and practical way that builds up towards the revenue and towards good pipeline. So today we will talk about the 3 steps of setting ourselves on the right track with identifying the gaps, what they know about us, and from the memory-based knowledge, what they know about us with the augmented knowledge when they have the search function enabled, and how do we need to look at the gaps to better structure the rest of our effort. Nobody kills content production. Nobody kills positioning, PR, and all the effort that we typically do. But the better we understand how it is perceived by LLMs, the better is our overall visibility and conversion of that visibility into business results. Let's start with this memory-based LLM knowledge and live augmented knowledge. Memory-based, that's something that models know about us outside the box without search function enabled. By the end of 2024, only half of the users actually used the search functions when talking to LLMs, to ChatGPT in particular, even though it has been there for a while. The fresher statistics are a little bit hard to get. Probably now the search function is used way more. However, we will still have the proportion of our audience using LLMs without the search function enabled. And let me show you on a very specific example how this knowledge is actually compared. I'll reshare my screen and I'll show you side by side how this knowledge works. So this is us, Rampik, and the first report we are looking at is the memory-based audit. As you can see, we have the pretty much generic positioning. We are a digital marketing agency providing services, SEO, PPC, typical audience is small to medium-sized enterprises seeking to enhance the online visibility lead generation. This is not untrue. This is what we do. And as I'm a founder of this brand, I do know that this is kind of like at least partially correct. We can also get the information how we are perceived, and the visibility estimation. This is where things become really interesting because occasionally, particularly in concept-related digital market strategies and SEO, not untrue, however, not specific. This is where things became really interesting. Out of the box, without the search function enabled, look at my competitors. They are way off. I'm an agency. I'm not the SEM Rush. I'm not HS, and I'm very, very far from HubSpot when it comes to services. However, as the model knows that we exist, it guesses to the best of its ability, and it puts me in the buckets together with other composers. But I'm not Bach, I'm not Mozart, let's say I'm AC/DC. Why would you put me in there? It's simply because this is how the model associates me with others. And those are my buckets out of the box. Now, let me show you how we can change that when it comes to the actual live augmented search. Let me compare it side by side for you. So this is the report that we just viewed. Take a look at this. Now, this is the live augmented search report where the same questions are asked with the search function enabled. And this is how things change for me dramatically as the business owner, as the marketer, as the B2B professional. First, now I am the full service B2B digital marketing agency. Here, I'm just a digital marketing agency. Now, we are like in Vienna, Virginia, that's for sure. And now, look at that. We are now particularly known for serving tech companies. So, and I can see now where the model picks this up. To me, this is a very strong signal on what I need to look at to better position me for the next gen models. And let me show you the biggest differentiations here. This is actually the competitors list. Now, for the users that have the search function enabled, this is how different my positioning will be. And this is how we are starting to understand the real gap between how we look like depending on the user's context. This is fundamental. And this is something for us as marketers, B2B professionals, agency owners, growth leaders, is super important to understand the why behind it. Why are they citing me like this? How can I make it better? So this foundation is actually complemented by this comparison report. This is what we can build. And this now becomes super practical. If you can take a look at this, we can see the gaps between the memory-based understanding and the live-augmented understanding. Before you track any citations, before you start torturing ChatGPT about what it knows about your brand, this is the fundamental that we need to be aware of. How we are perceived from the memory-based perspective compared to the live-augmented searches. This is how most of the people will see us depending on how they search and how they ask questions and what they have enabled or not. So I have the good news and the bad news. The good news is that we cannot retrain the model. So things that we have that's already there, we cannot retrain the model that has already been released. But knowing how different the knowledge and the understanding of our brand is between the memory-based and the live knowledge is fundamental for us to start working on identifying that gap in detail and bringing this to the more practical aspects on what we do about it. The game is to get that understanding and know where the knowledge is different. And in terms of the citation analysis, this is something that we as marketers need to pay very close attention to. The references that were pulled out in the live report are your guiding light in how LLMs surface the information about your brand, where exactly they take this knowledge from. So in this particular report that we've just reviewed, this is the live audit. We can see the citations, the links that were actually a surprise to me as the business owner. Apparently, I never knew that the waxwing.ai is now widely used as a source of the citations about the brands. That LLMs pull up from G2 and Good Firms and Upcity, the review websites. And now I know the specific pages on my website that were surfaced to build out that augmented understanding in a very different way. So a couple of things here. We have the citations analysis as a part of the roadmap, as a part of the things that we need to run in order to find the specific ground zero, specific to your brand. And the competitor's assessment, when you look at it from the memory perspective and we look at it from the live augmented perspective, this is the better understanding of how you are now categorized. What is your bucket? What is your playlist? Are you on the classical music or are you on upbeat music or on both? And this is very different compared to how we used to think about our presentation and our positioning in Google results. Google is now trying to keep up with those AI overviews, which are all over the place right now. It is trying to enable the AI mode, which was released a couple of weeks ago, and now it doesn't have the blue links, which is mind-blowing. So it means that as the marketers, as the B2B business leaders, we are now living in a paradigm where we don't have the full control how exactly we are cited, but the good news is that we have full control how to change it on our end. And this is exactly what we do to our clients. We run the audits similar to what I showed you. And personally, I have completed more than 100 AI visibility audits together with my team. And this is always a very insightful exploration path that we discover together with our clients about what specific things need to be changed. And I have a gift for everyone for this call. This is the tool that I have built myself based on all of the experience that I have and all of the experience that I shared. And to make it even more fascinating and interesting, this is a completely 100% no-code project. I will be talking more about it, so please follow me on LinkedIn if you're interested in the story behind it. But now I am opening the door to everybody who would like to run a memory-based audit. Welcome to Virtology.ai. Nina and or Anna, if you could put the link to this project in the chat. Now anyone can do the memory-based audit, and you'll get exactly the same report that I showed you. You can download it as a PDF. And I do have the live and comparison reports in the pipeline coming up soon. So if you'd like an early bird, like early adopter access, please give me a plus in the chat, and I will share the details. It's going to be released very soon, and you will be able to get the visibility full audits for any brand or any personality that you would like. Good to see. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Floyd. Thank you, Amanda. So this is how we start building. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, everybody. Good to see the pluses coming in, and I'll definitely be in touch with how exactly you can get early access. But memory reports are open for everybody, and don't leave the webinar. Kidding, just kidding. Yeah, feel free to run the reports. This is kind of like no code, one person on the laptop project, which is also mind blowing to me still. It can be a little bit like lagging. This is still a beta version that we have, but I'm finalizing the full release, and I will definitely share the next steps, how you can get access to the exciting live audits and the comparison reports. Bridging the gap. Now, since we know or can find out how exactly we are cited, why LLMs see us in a certain way, how they pull up the information about us, and where exactly that information is coming to their memory or augmented memory, we can put this AI search component into the strategic decision making when it comes to priorities on content creation, optimizing for making our content accessible. But what's more important, and this is something that we are now, we are big about it with the projects that we manage for AI search services. We are looking at the positioning from both brand priorities and LLM citations perspective. If we have outdated information about our brand on our own website, you know what to do. If we have a new line of services and new products that we would like to communicate more about, now we know the websites where we need to talk about it. And also in that particular audit that we reviewed, we surfaced more or less our own website and some review websites. An extended version of it that we will be providing as the part of the Virtology package is the understanding of where exactly this information is coming from, and expanding this list of citations, expanding our presence with the right positioning to the places which are more likely to be picked up by both LLMs and humans. So the regular audits, the understanding of how you are cited and why you are cited, is the first and foremost foundational step that defines your roadmap to visibility and then revenue. Let me give you another example here. For the SaaS and product companies, one of the most overlooked trend is that LLMs pick up documentation section help section, and support section above the About Us page and everything that we as marketers and me as the digital marketing agency have put to blogs, guides, and other formats. They look for answers. That is why this is the shift in the strategy that we all need to take. And this is how we help our clients to identify those gaps and to understand what's cited, how it is cited, and what do we need to do with the content formats, how do we need to adjust to make sure that the content that matters most for our pipeline, for our revenue, is highly visible, discoverable, and cited on LLMs. And we do highly recommend the regular audits to be done. You can do it with a virtuology for sure over time, so that you can see how this positioning, how this updating, how those updates are actually reflected in that augmented live search and then in the next gen models. So after all of that, it's still a machine. They are the most confident liars in the world for now, but they are learning pretty fast. So I encourage you to take action. I encourage you to get aware of how you look like from the memory perspective, you and your brand. And as soon as I release the live reports functionality, you'll be definitely able to compare it to how the people with the search enabled function will see your brand. But knowing all of that, knowing the foundations, and knowing how they pick up information about you, from which sources, this is instrumental in building up your priorities towards the better pipeline and the better revenue. And it is an ongoing work. Know your citation sources, secure your unified positioning, get more mentions on the domains which are more likely to be picked up by the next gen models, and also keep it friendly. Keep it friendly for LLMs. LLMs seek for answers. I'm not saying that you need to add FAQ section to all the blogs that you currently have. Probably that's going to be a little bit tedious. But what I'm saying is that for your content effort, think about the formats that will drive LLMs and that will save the word save them time on evaluating the quality of your content. Key takeaways. Things that I highly recommend doing. Audit it. You can use Virtology, you can use other tools, but please do audit your memory and live presence. This is the first and foremost step to identify the gap. And if you see some discrepancies, if you understand, like if you see where those citations are coming from, and if it's not in the right way for your current positioning, take action. LLM models are evolving very fast, and the new generation models, I'm pretty sure, will be released even faster. That's a huge race. A lot of money and investment is now like in this space, which means that the speed will be only picking up. So taking this all into account, you do need that AI visibility routine. And this is something that we recommend installing into every project, into every business we work with. And as promised, if you have questions, if like my expertise, the knowledge that I'm sharing today is resonating to your current business challenges, I highly encourage you to book some time with me. As you can see, I'm booked out for the next for the beginning of the next week, but I do have some slots available for the week starting 14th. If Anna, if you can please, or Nina can put the link in the chat to the calendar. This is my dedicated space for everyone who needs more clarity into how AI sees your brand, what's the real size of the gap is, and what is your roadmap, what is your path to covering it. I am very open to those conversations, and this is where we help businesses identify the gap and help identify the roadmap towards bridging it. This is how we help our clients, and this is how we build the marketing foundation for the future, knowing that we have the shift, knowing that we have the new media, and understanding the fundamental differences between how the search landscape was a few years ago or even a few months ago and where it is now evolving. So Thanks for staying till the end. Any questions, any things that you would like me to elaborate, please post them in the chat, and feel free to unmute yourself and ask me directly. I know that Floyd had a question about the visibility. Let me pull it out from the chat. So the number of searches for Google users and the overviews in this SEO result. So the statistics for the LLMs usage is very arbitrary. Google doesn't really release a lot of information about the AI search, so only tools in the like SEMrush, Ahrefs, or the researchers like Rand Fishkin from XMOZ and now SparkToro. So those companies try to pick up the statistics about the usage and the overall percentages. However, the space is evolving so quickly that the knowledge that even Neil Patel shared a month ago might not be true with the new ChatGPT model release. I would rather see this as your own first-party data observations. How much traffic do we get from ChatGPT? Where does it land? This is the strongest signal that you can get as a brand. It's next to impossible to track the citations in LLMs as precisely as we learned how to track keywords on Google. Simply because the tech is very different, memory and the overall ranking and citations algorithms are so different that statistically you need to poke LLM with a super significant amount of the same citations to collect all the possible answers, and you will still not collect them because every answer will be different. So an attempt to track LLM citations similarly to how we track keywords in Google is a failure anyways. So for the statistically, at least for now, but what we can learn from it is where the LLMs take the sources of information. So Cryptology is the go-to place for that. Or we can use the first-party data, our Google Analytics or HubSpot Analytics, whatever analytics system that you're using, especially for the ChatGPT. It tags every hit with the source OpenAI UTM mark, UTM tag. So you can look up where you received the traffic for now. And this will be another very fundamental knowledge. Hey, most of the people land on help and documentation section. All right, let's take a look at which articles are of more interest to them. Oh, so they are like we are cited when people are looking for a solution to a particular problem that we do. Right, this could be a very strong argument for us to include the particular intent into our positioning and or the content strategy. So I hope that answers your question, Floyd, in more kind of like generic way, how we can potentially use the statistics and the numbers of searchers. I highly encourage everyone to start looking into the first-party data that we have. That is the first thing that we audit when we take new projects on board. And this is one of the most helpful ways to start building out the priorities and bake in the AI visibility into the marketing and positioning mix. Any other questions? Yeah, Floyd, pretty much so. That's for the AI overviews, which are a little bit outside the scope of what we discussed so far. It is the interesting attempt for Google to keep up in the race. And now I think we are very close to see ads in AI overviews, if not already. And I'm pretty sure they will be monetized just as everything else, just like everything else that Google monetized in the past. So for now, I think it's more like an experimental feature, and many websites, especially in B2B space, saw the crocodile effect. And this is one of my most favorite posts recently, where we have the impressions in our Google Search Consoles going pretty much way up. However, the clicks to our website is very much down. It means that AI overviews are actually stealing most of your first page our like first page positioning traffic. Google stops sending traffic to websites, B2B niche included, the way it used to do it before. Therefore, this understanding of how like LLMs synthesize, how they surface, and how they put together those answers to you, whether it's going to be the answer in the AI overviews or it's going to be an answer in ChatGPT window, this is where the B2B marketing and positioning starts to shift greatly. So the bottom line is, yes, it's still to be discovered now how exactly we will benefit from this important trend. But my point is that the foundation that we are experiencing right now, we have an opportunity to be there very early. It's still the very beginning, and as LLMs learn more and more about the world and about the brands, we are there to help them, educate them about who we are in the very reality. I don't have that report in hand with me right now, but I used Virtology to look up myself. And the memory audit, I'm a designer, or maybe a sportsman, somebody. When I did the live augmented audit, that was pretty much spot on with all the citations on the interviews I given so far as an agency founder. So knowing this gap gives us a huge leverage in the very specific steps that we start to cover to make sure that our B2B brand is better positioned in the next gen models. And again, I highly encourage you to book some time with me. If you are identifying the gap, if you see that my expertise and my knowledge can benefit you, let's have a chat. I'm very open to these conversations, and I'm very open about sharing how exactly we helped other companies to get better AI visibility, whether it's going to be native within the ChatGPT and other LLM platforms, or it's going to be AI overviews. We have been doing this since September last year, and we have the case studies and specific frameworks that can be applicable to you. If you feel that this is relevant, feel free to book time with me, use that link, and I'm here for any other questions and notes that you have. Any observations? Any feedback? Was this helpful? Give me the thumbs ups. Give me the reactions. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Amanda. Good. Good. Thank you, Floyd. Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you, Claire. Good to see this is useful. And Claire, remember where it all started, right? It started with like a simple tool that's set within my custom GPT. Now we have the full featured platform that gives way more detail and something transferable to you. So I'm super excited about building Virtology. This is the like 100% no code application, and it has all the knowledge and all the memory, like not all the knowledge and all the expertise that I have about auditing the LLM visibility so far, baked into every report that you will generate so far. Yeah, thanks, Claire. And so for anything, any questions, how LLMs work, how AI search operates, I do have the previous webinars recordings on our website. And Anna, if you can, or Nina, if you can pull up the link for the resources pages, I highly encourage you to go over the previous topics, because we covered in more detail how AI search works, what's the difference between native AI search, what's the difference between like AI overviews, how do we optimize for both. So I'm digging really, really deep into this niche. And if you see anything in your statistics, if you see anything in your visibility, or you, for the second half of the year, have very specific goals for LLMs, visibility and AI search, do book a call with me. Let's have a conversation. I'm already helping businesses like yours grow in that new space, and I'm super willing to help you. So thank you, guys. I see the questions. If you have any questions, like, please feel free to post them, unmute them, anything that you would like to ask or hear. All right, so let's let's wrap it up. The best way to keep in touch with me is to follow me on LinkedIn. I was quiet for the past couple of weeks because I have been hands down building Vertology. But for everybody who would like to stay connected, please follow me on LinkedIn, and I will be more than happy to see you on the next webinars.